Sup? So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ranking every single game mode in Fortnite from worst to best. And it's actually really convenient because I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and Fortnite just released its 10th game mode this week, which was obviously Blitz. And while I've already made some individual videos talking about each and every game mode, I thought it'd be really interesting to actually rank them. So not only will we be ranking the limited time modes, but I think what we'll be doing as well is including solo, duos, and squads. Ranking from worst to best, and there's 10 items. Gee, sounds like a top 10. Now, as always, guys, it is Saturday, so we're going to be doing a giveaway for $25 worth of V-Bucks. If you want to be entered into that, just subscribe to the channel, comment down below your favorite game mode in Fortnite, and other than that, let's get into it. Okay, so coming in at number 10 as the lowest, the worst game mode in all of Fortnite, I don't think this is gonna come as a huge surprise to anybody. It's 50v50. Now, while I have already made a full video expressing my distaste towards this old game mode, at the end of the day, I'm not a fan. So 50v50 was actually the first ever limited time mode that Epic Games released, and it was a really big deal when it came out. There was a lot of hype for this game mode, and I think I was one of the few people that was willing to just be open and honest and like see through the hype and just say, yeah, this game mode's trash. My basic issues with the game mode is that no one revived you, wins weren't satisfying, and it was just an absolute snooze fest. The problem with the game mode is they didn't do anything to adjust to the nature of what 50v50 is like. So it was literally just playing a game of squads with 46 people that won't kill you. Whatever team gets an early edge on the other team is pretty much always going to win, and it was honestly just really stupid. The circle moved in at the same pace as normal Fortnite, so you'd just be running around looking for teams. You could never get any items, and overall, just not a well-implemented game mode. Now, in fairness, it was their first ever game mode, so I think it makes sense that this would be at the bottom of the list. Moving on, as the second worst, we're coming in at number 9 on this list, we have Sneaky Silencers. Now, while I don't think that there was anything inherently wrong about this game mode, in my opinion, there was just nothing good. So basically what they did in this game mode is they made all the things that make Fortnite really boring more common. It was basically smoke grenades and then the two silenced weapons in the game, obviously the pistol and the SMG. Which, I mean, gee, who would have guessed it, making Fortnite more campy? Yeah, it wasn't very fun. While it did slow the game down quite a bit, it didn't slow the game down for the reasons you might think. It didn't encourage people to play silently. It didn't encourage people to play with stealth. No, the thing is they just gave you really terrible weapons, and that made you have to play differently. Instead of rushing with shotguns, you'd rush with a pistol, and instead of shooting long range, you'd rush with a pistol. Basically, what this game mode was is silenced pistols only. In all honesty, you'd only use an SMG at the start of the game. As soon as you found a silenced pistol, you'd use that, and that was it. It was just silenced pistols only. It was nothing special, and it comes in as our second worst game mode. Now, coming in as our third worst game mode, number 8 on this total list, we have 20v20. V20, V20, V20. I made a video pretty recently with this, and while I don't think it was a very good game mode, I do gotta hand it to Epic is that they made leaps and bounds on this game mode compared to the original 50v50. Pretty much everything that was wrong with 50v50 was improved upon in 20v20, but in my opinion, at the end of the day, it still just was lacking a lot. And it's pretty ironic because if you think about it, it's like, okay, 50 was bad, 20 was eh. The smaller the teams get, the better, until you probably get to about a 4-man team, which is normal squads. Overall, better than 50v50, but 20v20 was not a great game mode. Now, coming in at our number 7 spot on this list, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Sniper Shootout. So I would say that Sniper Shootout is the first thing on our list that I thought was actually a fairly good game. I did make a video criticizing this one, but my overall takeaway is that it wasn't really a sniper shootout, but still managed to be fun. Basically, how this game mode played out is no one really sniped. It was like 80 or 90% people using revolvers, and if you were far away, people sniping. But that was my biggest problem with this game mode, is that it was supposed to be a snipers only mode, but they threw revolvers in, and that just resulted in everybody using revolvers. So it didn't really work out as a snipers mode, but ultimately I feel like it ended up being a pretty good game mode as for whatever it was. Now, coming in at our number 6 spot, guys, this is a game mode that I see is very popular, and I think we're finally getting into the tier of game modes that people really do love. This is Solid Gold. So as a limited time mode, Solid Gold is placing number 3 on this list. And overall, I feel like Solid Gold is honestly a little overhyped. And before I do touch on that, I will say that I think Solid Gold was a great game mode. So the only guns that existed in Solid Gold was the Scar, the Deagle, the Silenced Pistol, the 2 snipers, and the grenade launcher and RPG. Explosives, however, could only be found in supply drops. So basically what this game mode was is a simulation of your normal ending top 3 teams, but throughout the entirety of the game. Everybody has a gold Scar, which I thought was a really interesting idea. It eliminated shotguns, and it was a lot of fun, and it gave people that really don't get to use those weapons a lot because they're not so good, they don't make it to the end, a long and fun opportunity to play with them. So yeah, in that sense, it was a really good mode. But my biggest problem with this, and the reason it only comes in at 3 of our LTMs, is the fact that it was pretty much a Scar fest. Unless I was at a very far range where I'm going to be sniping or maybe using a Deagle, it was pretty much Scar. From 80 meters in to literally in my face, I would use a Scar, because the Scar is pretty much better, or at least equal to the Silenced Pistol. Realistically, the Scar is amazing up close, so it's not like you needed anything besides it. The other issue was that it was really based on who had more shield, because guns could just do so much damage. If you didn't have full 200 health, there was no way to win. At the very best, you're always a 5-shot kill from a Scar, so to me, it doesn't work. I think the one way they could have made it better is actually make the shield meter bigger, like take it to, I don't know, say 250 total health or something like that. That actually probably would have made it work out a little bit better. I'd also be very interested to see how this game mode would play out now that there's actually a legendary shotgun. Which, by the way, I might make a video on this. I think it's kind of trash. Anyways, let's move on. Coming in at our number 5 spot, ladies and gentlemen, we have Explosives Only. So Explosives Only is a really interesting game mode. Did you perhaps think that the double pump was OP? Well, if you never got to play Explosives Only, you never got to experience the quintuple rocket. Honestly, I think the main reason Explosives Only ranks so high in terms of the LTMs is just the pure insanity that it was. An LTM is supposed to be something different. It's supposed to be something more fun, take you out of your normal routine, and it did that. Now, I don't really think I need to highlight the issues of a game where people only run RPGs, but it was fun. And I'll be completely transparent that I never actually got the opportunity to play this game mode. I've got a lot of YouTuber friends in the Fortnite community. I've asked kind of them what they feel like. I've watched a ton of gameplay. I remember watching it when it was out, and I think it ranks roughly in there. That being said, when this game mode came out, my computer was broken, so I never got the opportunity to play it, but I'm gonna throw it in at number 5. Now coming in at number 4, we've got our first normal game mode, and I'm actually gonna throw this into Solo. I think of the 3 original game modes, Solo is probably the worst. And I have a really hard time saying that because I think Solo is obviously a great game mode and it's one of the most common. But ultimately the problem with Solo is just the simple fact that it's not as fun. For me, Fortnite is a very social thing, and when I play Solo, I just kind of get bored after a while. I like the spontaneity of squads and duos, and Solo is just a little bit lackluster compared to the other 2. That being said, it definitely beats Squad No Fill.
Does anybody have a mic?
If I have to hear that one more time on the starting island, I'm probably going to RPG myself. Quintuple RPG. Not even once, 5 times. Anyways, coming in at number 3, we have squads. There's not a lot to say about squads. It's your bread and butter of Fortnite. It's your basic, just principle thing. You've got 3 friends, you go in, you try to win. Squads is by far the most unpredictable game mode of the 3, and that's what makes it a lot of fun, but also annoying. It's a lot easier to win a solo duo than it is to win a duo squad. And while squads is a really fun time, there's a lot more unpredictability, especially at the start of games. You can have one teammate die, and it really takes away, in my opinion. At the end of the day, though, I mean, it's squads. We all love squads. It's squads. Now coming in at our number 2 spot, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be Blitz. So I'm ranking this on a pretty simple notion. Would I rather play squads or solos, or one of the 2 as Blitz mode? And every single time I think that through, it's always gonna be the Blitz option. I've already made a video, boom, on why I think this game mode is so good, but ultimately it just comes down to it takes everything that's good about Fortnite and compresses it into a nice 15-minute sandwich. It's just a swell, dandy old time. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in at our number 1 spot, I gotta chalk it up to duos. And I know that's gonna sound a little bit weird, but I think if you're looking for the most pure Fortnite experience, it's gonna be duos. Solos isn't social and it can be a little bit boring. Squads gets unpredictable as soon as you have that many people, but I feel like duos is the perfect balance. You absolutely need your teammate alive. You run around together as a pair because you're so dependent on each other. But the way that I see duos is me as an all-right player. If I take the right plays, I play well, I can take out 2 people. The thing that I don't like about squads is sometimes you'll get 4 people all shooting at 1 person, and I am not good enough to take out 4 people. The average Fortnite player is not good enough to take out 4 people, but if you play well, 2 is not crazy. So if you're running around and you have 2 people that think that, yeah, I can take out 2 people, and the other person thinks that same way, it works out really well. I don't know if that is a very good explanation of it, but I really just love the dynamic that duos adds. It's more predictable than squads, but still provides you with a very unique experience and more exciting, in my opinion, than solos, and I think it's the best game mode. And I think most YouTubers would agree with me. I mean, think about it. There's a reason that Ninja only ever really plays with 1 other person, and even though it is squads, he's still going for that 2-person dynamic. The only thing that I think would be better than duos is duos blitz. Please, Epic Games, please. Anyways, though, guys, that's gonna wrap this video up. I'd love to hear what you think about that ranking. I know a lot of people are big fans of Solid Gold, and maybe you thought that should rank higher. Maybe you thought other things should rank higher. Please don't say 50v50. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching the video. As always, man, I appreciate you guys so much watching this content, supporting it, and honestly, it's just been crazy. Like, I've switched up my content so much, and it's been going well. It just makes me happy, and yeah. So thank you guys very much for watching. I just already said that. I'll talk to you later. Peace out, you frickin' nerds.